Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Everything Spice. My name is Tanya. Well, today is Sunday, and today I am making Sunday gravy. And Sunday gravy is basically a spaghetti sauce, right? But it's cooked all day, it takes hours and hours, and we have it because it's Sunday, right? So we can do that. Just got back from church a few hours ago, went to the market, and picked up some really great finds. Now, my mom had a sauce that would be a fast sauce, quick, rapido, or she had a sauce that took all day. So I did the sauce already. If you look on my channel, the fast sauce is there, but this is going to be her slow sauce. So how do we start the slow sauce? Nice and slow, right? No need to rush because we got all day, right? I got some olive oil, some really good extra virgin olive oil, and I'm putting some in the pan. Judge accordingly how little or more you want to use. I'm just going to fill the pan up with it. Okay, if you hear Christmas music, it's that time of year again, folks. Come on now. You're going to hear it in the background on my channel because it's my show and I'll sing when I want to. All right, so I got some garlic. I put about 4 cloves of garlic. And I'm going to show you. Now, how I do my garlic, let me push this away a little bit so you can see. Hopefully you can see. See this garlic? Clove of garlic. You know what I'm going to do? Smack it. And by smacking it, guess what happens? The skin just falls off. It's like magique. It's magic. And that's what I did to all of them. Now, if it doesn't come off like right away, smack it again and do it again. But it'll come off. It just peels very easy that way. No need to fool around with your garlic anymore, or even buy fancy gadgets. You don't got to. You don't got to. All right, I'm gonna put an onion in. And if I did like, say a marinara, this is my, see it? It's my Christmas bracelet, baby. Okay, if you did a marinara, back to this to show here. You wouldn't, I don't put onion in my marinara because it's tomato based, it's not meat based. But if there is meat, I'm gonna put onions in it because I like onions. I think it's assertive onions, and meat is assertive. The meats I'm using anyway. It can take an onion. It can take some garlic. But some marinaras, if they're just tomato based, garlic can be very strong. So I don't necessarily use garlic in that, but I will use onions and garlic with meat-based sauce. That's just me. Get your digits out of the way. There's a sharp knife. And just cut your onion up, dice it up. Now what I'm gonna do here too is get this garlic in, saute these onions. The onions didn't take that much longer to cook, believe it or not, than when I just threw them in the pan. It takes a few minutes, really, to saute or get them translucent, which is like clear. Then you know you can move on to the next thing. And you can always fish this out too if you wanted to, but I got no time for that. I got no time for that. This is cooking for hours. I got to get this in so we can begin. So I'm going to put the garlic in right now. And then I'm going to put my sausage in. Now, the sausage and the hamburger. Now the hamburger, because I'm using sausage, I'm not using as much. And this says, what? 3? No, it can't be. All right, not even a pound. It's a little shy of a pound of hamburger. You don't need a whole lot of hamburger. And my favorite hamburger, I know, it's Sunday, let's pray. Okay, I'm gonna say it, 80-20. I know, it's good for hamburgers and my sauce, all right? I'm wrong like that. I get it. Now I'm putting it in right now. And I'm also gonna put in my sausage. We don't fuss around here. We don't play around. Now I'm using half sauce, half sweet and half hot because I like the contrast between the two. Let me show you. Let me show you the contrast between the two. You can tell the difference. One says on the package hot and one says sweet. I know, right? Yeah, dummy. No, that's not the reason. That's not what I'm saying. Come on now, give me a chance. Give me a chance to say it. Look, one is darker than the other. Now you guess which one is the hot one. If you guess this one, you're brilliant. 10 points for you. 10 points for you. 10 points for you, 10 points for you, 10 points for you. All right, now, what we're gonna do, besides knock everything over, because that's how fabulous that is I'm gonna make some room. Now you can cut into it or leave it whole. I used to leave it whole. But I think I'm gonna cut into it. I'm gonna cut them in half and then put them in. And then you just let it go, okay? Slow and low wins the race in this case. Come on, man, why did you just give me a hard time today? Cut into it, okay? You don't really have to cut big, huge chunks. You can cut like this. Let's do it twice. It'll be a lot of sausage, like that. I'm gonna wash my hands, don't you worry about it. I didn't touch the camera. All right, so cut it into thirds, turds, whatever you want to do. And that way, I'm gonna have a lot of sauce because we are making our Sunday gravy, but we're not just making our Sunday gravy. I'm gonna show you this gorgeous pasta that I bought at the store. And it is fantastic. I bought it in a store that you would never think that this pasta would be. And it's real Italiano, real Italian sausage. Real Italian pasta. Sometimes my mother would get this specialty pasta she liked. Because she liked the contrast or the difference instead of just regular spaghetti, you know, that everybody gets. And I know it's all going in. You're like, what in God's name is she doing? She's throwing it all in the pot. It is a one-pot wonder. It's all gonna cook for hours and hours. But right now, we're just getting the meats ready. And yes, don't get excited, don't get nervous in the service. We are going to wash our hands first, but we are also gonna drain the fat. Now, that's not something that Ma used to do. She never drained the fat. She used to think fat was flavor. But I think if any of us watch the news or over the years have heard about fat and what fat can actually do to your arteries, your cholesterol levels, yeah, baby, yeah. We don't want that. At least I don't want it. So I always drain my fat. But if you are of that era that my mom was in, you might not want to. You might want to leave it in and say it's flavor. You do what you want to do. You do you. But I am doing it this way. So what I'm going to do is just saute all of the onions, the sausage, the garlic together. I'm going to add some salt and pepper. There's a little bit more spices going into this one. But for now, just salt and pepper. And then when I come back, I'm going to show you the rest of Mama and me's ragu. Sunday ragu. On a Sunday. Who would have thunk it? Stay with me, friends. All right, we're back. Now, this is what it looks like. And I've drained most of the fat off of the hamburger and the sausage because it creates a lot of fat. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add all the ingredients that go into this. All the spices, all the tomatoes. What I'm using is 2 cans or 1 can, a jar of jarred, whatever jar, did you see it? Whatever jar you use. I use this jar, you can use whatever you want. I'm also using a canned product. My mother mostly used tomatoes, but I like, there's so much seasoning and spice in jarred tomato sauces that why not, you know? Now I'm using the San Manzanos. Now, with San Manzanos, let me give you a little hint of what to do. And I should have been more prepared for this. I put gloves on because these are whole tomatoes. My mother always used whole tomatoes and she used San Manzanos. Now these are almost crushed, but she would pre-crush them. These look like they're pretty crushed. If they're not crushed, then crush them in your hands. Go like this, you know? Take them and crush them. They're pretty crushed though, but I'm gonna get them a little more crushed. And no, the pan is not hot and I'm not burning my hands to death. We're not at that stage yet. I wouldn't stick my hands in this if it was, but you can put it in a bowl. But I got no time for that, you know what I'm saying? I want this to start cooking as long and slow and low as possible. Okay, next, let's do this. We got some, where's my spices? Pepper, But of course, pepper is a given. Salt is a given. Salt. Right? To your taste. You can use salt substitutes or not use it at all if you have salt issues. Parsley. About that much. Throw it in. You can use more or less. Onion powder. I know I have onions in here, but what else? And I used a garlic and onion sauce too. One of these is garlic and onion sauce. All right, what else? What else? What else? Yes, I know. But you know what? Sunday, God forgives on Sunday. Ketchup, baby, because I like it. Use it or lose it, whatever you want to do. Sugar. Yeah, I'm like that. I like it for sweetness, and it also breaks up the acidity in the tomatoes. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right, also, what else do I use? My secret weapon, baby. Fennel. There's sausage in here, and that's why I'm using the fennel. Some sausages come with fennel, but I love fennel. It's got a licoricey, nice kind of smell to it. And then how you do it, you get these whole, right, seeds. Take your hand, crush it, and it breaks the flavor, brings out the flavor in there. And this is a low and slow sauce. As I've mentioned, it's gonna be able to mellow out over the time that it cooks. All right, now this looks chunky, fabulous, and delicious. Water, maybe about half a cup to a cup. I'm gonna add more as we go along because this is gonna be a long, slow process, and it might, you know, it might dissipate some of this water over time, obviously. But I like it nice and thick at first, and then I will add or take away as I need. You can't take away the water, so you don't play around with that. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I want it to be thinner to start, thicker to end. So that's how I have to do it. Okay, now, this looks perfecto. Perfecto. Come to the pot and see what I see. Can you see what I see? Can you see what I see? Going along with the Christmas theme. Okay, here we go. And this is the thick consistency that I want. Okay? Thick consistency, because it is going to get thicker. What happens is right now it's at this, it's going to, the water content in there is going to, how can I say it besides dissipate? Evaporation, if we want to use that word. And then what'll happen is it'll start thickening up the sauce. But keep an eye on it. This is gonna cook for at least 2 to 3 hours, maybe more, I don't know. It's gonna get dark and rich and delicious. Now, last thing that I haven't showed you, but you see on the board. I know you've seen it. I know you've seen it. So let's bring it up. Here we go. Herbage. The herbs going, yeah. Bless this pot with your herbs, baby. Now, parsley is something that my mother would use, sometimes fresh. I also use, as you've seen, the parsley, so it's not parsley. It isn't parsley, but if you've watched my show, and I think some of you are going to already be screaming at the screen, we already know what it is. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Cilantro. I like cilantro, or cilantro, whatever you want to say it. However way you want to say it. I love cilantro. And I know my mother would not put cilantro in this. And then some of you are going to be like, this is sacrilegious. This is Italian. I know. But you don't think Spanish and Mexican people make spaghetti sauce? You are kidding yourself. And I love cilantro. So that's why I'm putting it in. But like I told you, this is a method, right? You don't have to use it. But I am using it. I'm going to cover it. Okay? Bless my pot. It is going to be fabulous. Now we're going to come back in a few hours and I'm going to show you the darkened sauce. And then you're going to see the pasta of choice that I'm going to use, that the sauce is going to cover and coat and make it so fabulous. Keep with me, friends. It's Sunday. Sunday gravy. Stay tuned. All right, this is the final stretch. Here's the sauce. Come to the pot. Come to the pot. Look how dark and rich this is. Now, this is what I'm going to do with this delicious sauce. I'm going to take some of the sauce, 13 by 9 inch pan, 350 degree preheated oven. Now, this would be the end of it if it was my mom's sauce. You know what I mean? This is the Sunday gravy. But I am going to elevate the game, friends. I'm going to elevate the game because that's what we do. All right, now the bottom of the pan, some sauce. Check. Look at these beauties. They're called jumbo shells. Par cook them, jumbo shells, so they have a little bit of give, right? Put the jumbo shells in. Now, gauge it the way you want to, how many you want to put in, how many you don't want to put in, but this is going to make like a layered type of lasagna bake. Just tell me these don't remind you of lasagna. Hello, fabulous. Love you. Okay, some more sauce on top, and it's still bubbling because I just shut it off. And I'm going to put some ricotta after that. I have a bowl that I haven't shown you yet because I'm saving it as a surprise. Okay, so we're gonna put enough of the sauce on top, and you can't even see anything that I'm doing. Let me put it over here. Let's see if I can get this down a bit. Push it back. Okay, right? In this pan, bowl, whatever, I have half a container of ricotta, parsley, salt and pepper, and I have some mozzarella and some shake cheese, like some of the shake cheese, the Romano and the Parmesan, okay? That's gonna go in, but this is the shells. All of the sauce is gonna go on top, not all of it, you know what I mean? Because we're gonna serve sauce on the side too. But I just wanna have like something different. Not just show you one thing, show you possibilities, okay? Because this is what it's all about. It's not just about making the gravy. It's what am I gonna do with this gravy once this Sunday gravy? Well, this is what I'm doing, baby. You can do what you want. You can serve it just with the shells or spaghetti or whatever, and that would be perfect. That would be just as good. Dump this on top. It's all gonna melt in because it's really hot. Right? Gonna melt it in. Just push it here, there, everywhere, and it'll all go in anyways. I'm gonna put it in a 350 degree oven. It's already cooked, everything's cooked. We're just melting the cheeses, right? And we're gonna cook the pasta all the way because it's part cooked, right? I have to tell you that. Oh my goodness, this looks so good and messy. I'm probably gonna have to put a baking sheet underneath it so it doesn't spillage everywhere, you know? It's a little different, obviously, than a lasagna, but you get the gist of it. So we're gonna put this on, a little more sausage, a little more hamburger on top of that, because then I'm gonna add some cheese. We're gonna cover this with aluminum foil, parchment and aluminum, and then bake it for about, I would say, what do I usually say, half hour, 45 minutes, right? Half hour, 45 minutes, and then you're gonna have something amazing. I would say half hour. Actually, I'm gonna go with half hour. And this is crazy. Crazy is what crazy does. Look how big this is, oh my goodness. Definitely put a pan underneath this. Some cheese on top, and I got some mozzarella. What's more Italiano than that? Nothing, baby. Absolutely nothing. So put a little bit of cheese on top of this, because it just makes it look so pretty. Yeah, so pretty, pretty, pretty. A little more Romano, because I already used all my Parmesan. And that is it, my friends. This is it. Some pepper, because I just love pepper. And if I have some parsley, I would put that on it as well, but I think my parsley is MIA. Wait a minute. There we go. I got some parsley right here. Who am I kidding? I always have parsley somewhere around here. Okay. Into the oven, 350 degrees covered, and then we will uncover it just to make sure that everything bubbles and browns, and we're going to return. Then you're going to see what Sunday gravy looks on a Sunday. Stick with me. All right, this is it. The final look. This is it. This is what you can do with Sunday gravy. I don't know what to say. Drop the mic, baby. It is fabulous. And let me tell you, I want you to try this. I work 3 jobs, and the only day off I have is today. And if I can do it, so can you. I want you to see what, look at this asbestos hands here. Come on now. Got my mini gloves here. If I can do it, you can do it. That's the whole premise of this, okay? Look at this. You can do this for your family, okay? And they are going to enjoy it. And if you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed making it for you, please like, subscribe, and join me next time for Everything Spice. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday evening, everyone. Be safe.